this video, we will solve a question on Leontief production function. The question is, consider a Leontief production function Q is equal to minimum of K upon 2, comma L upon 3, where Q is the output, L and K are the units of capital and labor. We are being also told that the price of capital is $3 and price of labor is $2. Also, if the firm intends to produce 40 units of output, we have to find out the cost minimizing capital labor combination. Okay, so what we are being given here, let's write it here. We are being given a min function that is Q is equal to minimum of K upon 2 comma L upon 3. Okay, this is typically a Leontief production function. We also say it is a perfect complement production function. We also say its another name is fixed proportion production function, a function in which we take the inputs in a fixed proportion. We say it is a fixed proportion production function. So basically, remember, it has three names: Leontief production function, fixed proportion production function, and perfect complement production function. Okay, so let's continue. We are also being told that we intend to produce 40 units of output. Okay, and we also are being given here that price of capital is being given us as $3. Price of labor is being given us as $2. We are supposed to find the optimal combination of capital labor which will minimize our cost. Okay, so how do we solve this kind of question? Let's first draw the graph here, or let me rather make a simple systematic graph. We have units of let's say labor on this side, units of capital on this side. Okay, if I draw this main function here, it will look like an L-shaped production function. Okay, sorry, L-shaped isocont will be here. It will, let us say, it corresponds to Q is equal to 10 units. Okay, given this production isocont, we are trying to minimize our cost. We are supposed to find out the cost minimizing combinations of capital and labor. How do we solve this kind of question? Simple. What we do, we simply equate whatever is in the parenthesis, okay, with the units of output that are supposed to be produced to minimize cost. That is, we write K upon 2 and we equate it with the 40, the units that are supposed to be produced. So K will be equal to 80. I will give you the intuition behind this also. Don't get confused. Symmetrically, what we do, we equate this L upon 3 with the units of output to be produced. That is, L upon 3 is equal to 40. So it will give us units of labor will be equal to 120. So optimal combination will be K star L star. It will be equal to 80 units and 120 units. But what is the logic behind this? When I say it is a fixed proportion production function, we say that production cannot be increased unless we increase the inputs in the same proportion. Okay, if I only increase the units of, and let me write it here first. So our optimal combination is 120 units of labor with 80 units of capital. Okay, so to produce 40 units of output, we require 80 units of capital and 120 units of labor. Okay, if I hold capital, that is units of capital, is 80 and increase the units of labor, my production will not increase at all. And similarly, if I make the units of labor as 120 and only increase the units of capital, again the production will not increase because I will be at the same isocont. Okay, So the intuition is simple. Let me give you an example to make it more clear. A real life example. Let us say we take, you know, an example of, let us say we have one right shoe and one left shoe. Okay, let us say these two, obviously when I am saying right and left shoe, I say they are of the same size, and by usual we don't take any exception that a person is one legged or any other stuff. So with one right shoe and one left shoe, let us say a person gets a utility. Let's take any arbitrary number. Let us say 5 units. Okay. If I increase, okay, with 1 unit of right shoe, 1 unit of left shoe, the person is getting utility of 5. That means here the ratio between right shoe and left shoe is equal to 1, so the ratio is same. If I increase the units of right shoe to 2 right shoe with without changing the left shoe, will I get any extra utility? No, I will all again get only 5 units of utility, because this extra right shoe will not have any utility for me. It will be a useless thing. And similarly, if I you know 1 unit of right shoe, if I combine it with 2 units of left shoe, again my utility will remain same, that is 5. And what is happening here? We are increasing the inputs here, let us say factors here, whatever you call this, right shoe and left shoe. We are increasing, but we are not increasing them in a fixed proportion. Okay. Then another thing could be, if I increase 2 right shoe with 2 left shoe, here utility will increase because I will get 2 pairs of shoes then. So let's say they give us the utility of 10. Okay, so the only condition to increase the utility is to increase the inputs in the same proportion. Same is happening here. Okay, with 80 units of capital and 120 units of labor, I am producing at with the minimum cost, obviously. Okay, and here you can see, if I increase the units of capital to let us say 100 without changing the units of labor. Okay, so what I have, let us suppose first we have, when I take 80 and 120, our Q is equal to minimum of K upon 2, let us say 80 upon 2 and 120 upon 3. So here you can see this is 40, this is also 40, so minimum will be equal to 40. Okay, minimum of these two is obviously 40. Now if I am increase the units of capital to 100, here you can see, if I increase the units of capital to 100, so what will be minimum of, so this is 100 upon 2, this is 120 upon 3. Here you can see that it is 100 upon 2 is 50, it is here 40. Now here you can see Q is minimum, so what is minimum among the between the parentheses, it is again 40. So my production is not increasing when I am increasing the capital from 80 to 100 without changing the labor in the same proportion. Simple thing. Okay, if I cut it short for you, when you face this kind of problem, what you do, simply you equate in the main function whatever is in whatever inputs are in the parenthesis, you equate it with the output that is supposed to be produced, to find out the you know combination of capital and labor that will minimize cost. Okay, this video and all the videos on this channel I dedicate to my brother who I lost recently. He was a source of inspiration and motivation for me. That is, a tragic thing. I cannot overcome that very loss. But I hope you people please pray for the departed soul